Hey there and welcome to another Halo action figure review. Today we are taking a look at a 3-pack that I picked up on Amazon for I think it was $29.99, and I'm not really sure if this is an Amazon exclusive or if it's something that's going to be released somewhere everywhere. I tend to think this may be an Amazon only thing. If you don't get it, you're not missing out on a whole lot. It's essentially a repack of Master Chief and these two Marines right there, but we'll still take a look at it. On the back of the box, it's what we've come to expect, just the running Master Chief picture, no cross-sell, no nothing. We're going to call this the Hero set, the Halo Hero set, because the other one is called Halo Villain set. So let's get this thing open. Let's take a look at these figures real quick. They're out of the box. Let's take a quick peek at the accessories before we talk about the figures themselves. We get a commando rifle. It's exactly like the one that came with the solo version of Master Chief. It's got the peg on the left side there. We get an assault rifle. It's exactly like the one that came with the solo Marine on the left side. Again, the back side, it's got a peg to peg into the back. We get a battle rifle, and it is exactly like the one that came with the Marine that came in the 2-pack. On the back side again, there's a peg to hook it into his back. We get 3 of these figure stands that have the kind of a rocky grass look to it. 2 pegs for the figures to stand on. Again, probably one of the best parts of this line are these figure stands. We've seen all these figures before. Master Chief we've seen several times in solo version and the Warthog and I think a couple other places at this point. This Marine over here came out as a solo figure. This Marine over here came in a 2-pack. So there's no changes, there's no repaints, there's no changes in color, there's nothing that I can see that's different about these figures whatsoever. So this might be a good way of building both of these troops, because both of these Marines do have a little bit of a difference. They have different heads, they have different armor here, they've got some different legs. So this might be the way to troop build your Marines if you want to do that. It's only $30, so if you forget Master Chief there in the middle, it's like $15 per figure. You know, if you like this guy, this might be the best way to get him, and then you've got some troops. I won't go over the articulation of each of them. You can click. I dropped some links to these actual individual figures as I mentioned them, but a few things I will go ahead and mention real quick. Again, this guy comes with a knife on his chest armor, and if you can see, that's really bowed. This is kind of a weak point. It's one of the weak things that they've done here is the rubber is soft enough that this thing's going to break and rip off, I think, at some point. So just be prepared. That's not a great body extension or whatever you want to call it. I did have one trouble with this Marine's head. It popped off really pretty easy. You can't really do too much maneuvering without it popping off. So if you're going to get this for maybe a child or some sort of a kid that's related to you or something, be prepared that this head, at least, wow, these are like dominoes. The heads might still have issues. I think the Marines are the ones that are generally having the head issues. Now, Master Chief, my head on this guy just like popped right off. I've never even seen that base of a stump before. I've never really looked at these figures. So his head just came right off. It wasn't a problem at all. The other thing is, I see why these all come with figure stands. The feet are kind of rounded, and so they really are kind of difficult, at least on my surface. Maybe on other surfaces they won't be as bad. But on my surface, these Marines are really difficult to stand up. There's almost too much character to these feet, and they're not flat and even, I'm noticing. They're just a little bit odd, a little bit off. So anyway, it's not a real lengthy review, just kind of going over and showing you what's in this package. And unfortunately, I was hoping that maybe some of the problems I've had with the heads were just related to the few figures I picked up that first wave. Maybe this is still in that first production run, so that's why some of these are having some problems as well. I'm really excited about this line. I'm really anxious to get more stuff from it. But some of these small problems are just, they're disappointing. And so, I mean, these are really, let's talk about the figures here for a second, not the problems, but these are really, really cool looking figures, don't you think? I mean, this is a really well done Master Chief. I think this design and the look is awesome. I think he's done really well. And these Marines, I really like them. They're such good looking generic troops. And I want, if these were a little bit better, I'd probably buy some more of these. I'm not a troop builder, but I might buy a few more of those. I might have a display somewhere someday. And yeah, I mean, I want to love these things. I want to like these so much. And they can do some really cool poses. And I just hit my mic. I mean, I've got this guy sitting up there, kind of like in that kind of a pose. It's this guy, that's this Marine that came in the 2-pack. He's just been sitting above my camera area for a while, kind of in the pose that I snapped for the thumbnail. Stand. And, they can pose really pretty good. They've got some neat looks to them. And so really, really like these figures. But, yeah, and a few of you have mentioned about these rubbery guns, but come on, I mean, they come out of the package bent. They need to be a little bit tougher. I think they need to have a little bit stronger plastic, or, wait, is this not even going to go on his back? I dropped it. But, this one may actually not be going in his back. That peg, I forced it in. And we'll grab this guy next. Let's just take a quick peek at these pegs. Okay, that one went in pretty good. I don't trust these guys to not stand on their own. So we're just gonna do that. Yeah, that'll work. But the guns, I mean, maybe the world is different in production of plastic, but even G.I. Joe stuff is a little bit sturdy. When you put them on the back, they're still bowing, and if it's tight like this one, you have to pull it off. Well, actually, that just fell right off. Yeah, it's kind of damaging. This is a small hole. I may have to try to make... Oh, there. Got the right angle. There we go. But sometimes pulling it off, you're going to bend those guns, and it's just a little bit goes a long ways. A little bit sturdier rubber, plastic, not rubber, a little bit sturdier plastic. These would be great. Some little more tightness here for the heads, be perfect. They're so close to being amazing. So close to being amazing. But I would classify these as cool looking mediocre action figures. I really would, and I hate to do that. I really don't want to say that. But really good looking mediocre figures. I think if you give these as gifts to kids and they have the same types of problems, I don't know if kids are going to want to keep playing. If I was a kid nowadays and I got these and a head popped off or a knife broke off, I remember back with G.I. Joe stuff, when something broke, I was done with it and I actually didn't really want any more of that. So, and I had some Ninja Turtles break, and I was done with Ninja Turtles. I know there was an extensive line of great figures, but at the time, I was a kid. I was done with it. Anyway, but these are cool. Let's end on a positive note. These look great. These are really good. And if you get them to pose them, I don't see any problem with them. You could pose these guys. Even if the heads come off, you can still pose them in a certain way and just tighten things up. And then they're going to look great. You can create little scenes with them. You can do all sorts of things. Photography, whatever. As adult collectors of action figures, we can do some really cool stuff with these figures. But if we want to actually take them out and play with them, then, there's going to be some problems. But anyway, just a quick little review of this 3-pack, Heroes 3-pack from Amazon. Thank you for watching. If this helped you at all, at least if this at least told you that these are the same figures we've seen before, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to be notified when more of these videos come out in the future, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon. We'll talk about G.I. Joe, Fortnite, and Halo on this channel. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. We will see you in the next video.